Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel NSR Info Technologies. So in today's session I'll be discussing with you the main difference between where versus filter. Alright, so these are the different transformations which we are using in our Azure Databricks. So what is where and what is filter? Basically these are the different kinds of functions which we will be using in our Azure Databricks. So frankly speaking, there is no difference between where and filter. Both are used for the same purpose, that is in order to retrieve the records. Okay, in order to filter the records, be it from an RDD or else from a data frame. We will be using these particular functions, okay, where or filter. So basically who will be using where or who will be using filter? So if you are coming from an SQL background, right, then you will be very much aware about this where wala function. Whereas coming to this filter function, this filter is the function which we will be basically using on the data frames or RDDs. But we can use both on data frames and RDDs. It is very easy. Both are meant for the same purpose. Okay, both are meant to retrieve the information. Both are meant to retrieve the to filter the records, be it from an RDD or be it from a data frame. All right. Okay, so initially here, right, I have a file called as samplesales.csv file, which is stored in my database Databricks internal file system, DBFS system. So let us just execute that one and see what kind, how much, what is the size of the data, what is the name of the file, when was it last modified, those details we'll be seeing. Okay, so if you see, name is samplesales.csv, its size is these many bytes, and this is the modification time when it got last modified. Alright, so how do you read any file? If you have a CSV file, how do you read it? Spark.read.format. If it is a CSV, you will place CSV. If it is a JSON, packet, whatever respective format you will be placing. Okay, so basically spark.read.format of CSV. As it is a CSV file, the first record will be what? It will not be a data, but it will be header. So if you have that first row as header option, then you choose this particular option header true. Okay, then you need to give the path where you have the file stored, right? So that path you need to load it. So since it is present in my Databricks file system DBFS, this is the file path I'm specifying. And after that, what am I doing? I just want to read it. Just execute it and the file will be read, and whatever data is present, right, so that data will be visible inside this read_data frame. Okay, it is executing. It's taking time. Okay, so finally the data got retrieved. Okay, so this is the data which is present actually. So I have a file which is in the CSV format. So basically I'm reading that particular CSV file in this format. So this is the syntax to read a CSV file. Okay, spark.read.format CSV, first row as header. You are loading wherever the file is residing, that particular path you will be specifying, and then you will be displaying it. So the moment you display, this is what you will be getting. This is nothing but your file samplesales.csv file is there, right? It is containing this information. Okay, so this entire thing is stored where? It is stored in this data frame, which is read_df. All right, now okay, so we have in order to use this filter clause or where function, right, there are multiple ways to use it. So one is dataframe.filter and then dataframe.column name, whichever column name on which you want to filter, right, apply filter, you can specify that particular column name and the condition. Okay, whatever condition you want to specify, that condition you will be specifying. So that will be dataframe.filter of dataframe.column name. So similarly, instead of filter, you will be just using where clause. That's it. There is not much of difference. Okay, so this is normal in generic way to use it, you will be using like this. But if you want to use it with the call keyword, okay, call is a function which will be present in our PySpark SQL functions. If you want to use with the call keyword, right, you will have to import it first. Okay, so here we are importing it and then we are using it. All right, so this is also another method to use the filter condition. So here if you see, we have multiple methods to use the filter condition. So first let me comment this one and execute this one. So if you see here, what am I doing? I have this particular, one minute. Okay, so here, right, I have data frame dot filter, and this is one of the read underscore data frame is nothing but this is my data frame. Okay, the main data frame which is actually holding the data. And segment, what is a segment? Segment is nothing but one column. All right, it is a column. So with which am I trying to apply the filter? I'm trying to apply the filter on a segment column whose value is corporate. Okay, if the value is corporate, I want to filter those records. So under segment, segment is nothing but a column. So under segment, if the values are matching with corporate, so those respective records I want to retrieve it. So let me just execute it and show you. Okay, so let us go with the segment. So here, what was the one which we have chosen, which we are trying to filter? We are trying to filter based on this segment. Okay, this is the column name, and what is the value we are trying to retrieve? We are trying to filter based on the corporate keyword. Okay, so there is not much of difference between these two. Both are meant for the same purpose. It's just that we are using different functions. That's it. So this also will yield you the same result. Let me execute this one and show it. Okay, so even this is also giving the same result. It's just that the functions are different. That's it. Where you are using, instead of where, you can use filter. Where basically we'll be using for an SQL query to retrieve any record from an SQL query. Filter basically on the RDDs or else on the data frames. All right, so now okay, so now we will deal with not equal to condition. Okay, how to work with not equal to condition we shall work with. Okay, so how do you write it? Just data frame dot column name and its value on which what is the filter condition you want to apply, and if it is equals, then you will be specifying equals. If it is not equal to, just put a not symbol. Okay, just put a not symbol, and let us just try to display it. See here, you are trying to filter those results whose segment value is not equal to corporate. If you see here, other than corporate, whatever values are present, those all values will be retrieved. Those all records will be retrieved. Okay, so this is how you will be using it. So let me comment this one. And again, this is also the same one, only it's just that the usage is different. So here what you have specified not equal to. Here you have specified equals, but you are trying to do the negation of it. Okay, you are trying to negate it. Not of equal to is equal to nothing but not equal to. Okay, so this also will give you the same result. So in order to display this one, let me just give filter underscore df2. Okay, so it also will give us the same result. Okay, so basically you can use not equal to, or else you can put a negation in front of it, and then within the parenthesis you can write your statement condition. All right, so now you can work with SQL call function also. So how to work with that SQL call function? I have told you, right? Like call is an PySpark SQL function which needs to be imported. So once you import it, you can apply it in your syntaxes. Okay, so how am I applying? Data frame dot filter, and here you are filtering based on the column. Just call keyword you are specifying, and then you are giving call of column name if it is equal to some value, corporate value. Once you execute it, what you will be getting, it is similar to segment is column is equal to corporate. Okay, it's just usage is different. Like you're trying to use it here using the SQL call function. it is getting executed. Let us wait. It's taking a little time. Let it execute. It also will result us in the same thing. Okay, like when you are doing segment is equal to corporate, what all records you will be fetching, right? So similarly this also will fetch you the same result. It's just that instead of directly giving the column name, you are passing call of column name and then you are giving the condition. Okay, all right. So it has retrieved the results and these are the results which we are expecting. Okay, segment if it is equal to corporate, I want to fetch all those records. That's it. And coming to the next one, so how do you use equals to, not equals to, and this if you see here, right, greater than or less than symbol, that is nothing but not only. Okay, so this is how you will be using data frame dot filter of column name is equal to condition, not equal to condition. So first let me try to remove this one. So just commenting here. Okay, so again if you see here, read data frame dot filter, you are trying to filter the state is a column whose value is California. Okay, this is how you will be filtering. So what am I doing? Whatever value I have here, whatever data frame is there, the data frame I am trying to display it. So this will give you what? It will filter you those columns, that particular record whose state is matching with California value. It is taking time. It is uploading the command. So because it is trying to filter different records, right, it will take few seconds. I don't know why, but it's taking more than expected time. Okay, so basically what is this doing? It is trying to filter those records, okay, whose records if it is matching with California. Okay, let me just show you the state. So if the state is California, then only those specific records we are trying to retrieve it. Okay, if you see here, so this is what will be this is what you will be getting when you try to filter it like this. So let me just comment this one. And then for not equals to, this is for not equal to, you can use it like this. Okay, so let me just execute it and try to remove this comment here. So you will be getting those records where state is not equal to California. If the state is not equals to California, those records I want to retrieve. Okay, so this is what you will be getting if you use this kind of command, this kind of syntax. So if you see here, make sure if it is a column or anything, you need to enclose it within double quotes. Okay, if you do not enclose it within double quotes, it will feel that it is also some kind of function and it will not be able to recognize that. So it will say this is not defined, this is not defined, it will throw us errors. Okay, so let me try to rerun it once again. All right, yeah, it is trying to fetch the result. So here you will be getting those states which are not equal to California. So let us just wait. Okay, it has been retrieved. Now let us see the state. If you see here, if it is not equal to California, other than California, whatever states are there, those all states will be displayed. Okay, similarly this is not equal to. Similarly you have another syntax also, which is the below one. So both are meant for the same purpose. Okay, Here this is also not equal to only, so let us go to the next one. State. Okay, so here now you are supposed to change it. I have not changed it. SQL2 executed. So here what it will retrieve you, it will retrieve you those records. This is also similar to not only, okay, this is also one of the way we will use it. Okay, so state, if you see here, there is no record which is matching with Florida. Okay, so this is also another way. All right. So if you want to work with multiple conditions, you can just write this particular like this also you can write it. Okay, data frame dot column name, that respective condition, and okay, you're trying to and two different columns, two different conditions. Okay, first condition, second conditions, first column, second column. If you want to perform some kind of OR operation also, you can do that as well. Okay, so here I have given an example. So data frame dot filter data frame dot state, if the state is equal to Florida, and within the Florida state, if the region is equal to south, those respective records I want to filter. Okay, so this is the way to do it. So let me execute it and show the result. See here, if you just scroll to the right, state is equal to Florida. In that Florida region, in that Florida state, whatever the regions are matching with south, so those all regions needs to be displayed. Okay, similarly, if you want to add some other condition like or and something, some other column is equal to some condition, you can also do that. So multiple conditions you can add it when you're trying to filter. So similarly like this. So state California, you're here right, state your if your state is California and if the state is Florida, you are trying to retrieve all those records whose state is matching with both California and Florida. Okay, okay, so if you see here, you will be getting both the states here, both the California and Florida. See here, California, Florida. All right. Okay, so now if you want to filter based on like if a particular country or something, if a particular column, if it is starting with this one, then only I want to filter it. Or else if a particular column is ending with this keyword, then I want to filter those records. Or else if a column is if it is having these values or these characters, then I want to retrieve it. If you have such use cases, right, you can make use of starts with, ends with, and contains. So let us see how to use them. So starts with data frame dot filter of data frame dot column name, which is state. You are seeing here, if the state is starting with Ken, okay, whatever, if you have a column called as state, in that state, if at all there is any keyword, any word which is matching with, which is starting with Ken, okay, Ken, this particular characters, right, those particular records will be retrieved. So let me execute it. Go to the states, state. Here if you see, those all states will be retrieved which are matching with, which are starting with Ken. Okay, so let me just scroll down and see, other than Kentucky, are there any other records? No, so only Kentucky is there. So if you want to filter those records which are starting with Ken, then you can use this starts with function. Okay, so if you want to for the same state column, if you want to check if at all that particular state is ending with IDA, okay, this is one of the characters. So these are the different characters. So if at all the particular state is ending with IDA, then those records will be retrieved. So let me just execute it. State, go to your state, where is it? Ida is nothing but Florida. Okay, everything is Florida. If at all there are any other keywords also which are matching the same state value, right, those values also will be retrieved. Okay, Coming to the contains, if your state is containing this particular con keyword, those records will be filtered and retrieved. Just go here. Where is the state? Here it is. Okay, it consists of Wisconsin. Okay, everything is the same. So this is also a way to retrieve it. If your state is having any particular keyword, then those records you can retrieve it. And one more thing, using like is also one of the pattern which we will be using. So you have using the filter function, filter transformation, right? You can make use of like and r like. R like is what? R like is nothing but it is a regular expression like. Okay, like regular expressions are nothing but for a particular value you can specify a pattern. Okay, you can specify a pattern, we call it as a regular expression pattern. So using that pattern, whatever values are matching those particular patterns, then those records will be retrieved. Okay, all right. So now let us see how does this r like and like works. So first I'm trying to create a data frame. This is the data and these are the columns. What are the columns? So instead of creating a variable and then defining it, while I'm trying to create the data frame itself directly, I'm passing it. So like this also you can do it, or else if you want you can just assign this id and name to any other variable, and that variable you can specify it here. Multiple ways you can do it. Okay, so let me just display it. Alright, so now I have two columns. This is a data frame. Which data frame? df2 is the data frame which is holding id and name. Alright, so these are the values which my df2 data frame is holding. Now let us work with the first pattern which is called as a like pattern. Okay, like pattern. So here you are using inside a filter transformation, and then the column which I am specifying is name column. Okay, this is the name column on which I am trying to specify the pattern. So if you see here, after like, inside the like function, like, right, inside this particular keyword like, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to give a percentile, rows percentile. Okay, so percentile, rows percentile. So what does this indicate? So this name, under the name column, it will try to search what all records, you know, what all values are matching with this particular pattern. Suppose if your name column, if it is holding, if it is having like before and after, so there should be a word which is rows. That is for must and sure. Okay, if you are having any value whose value is matching with rows, like starting rows, it could be any value, before rows it could be any value, and after rows also it could be any value. So it will try to filter those patterns which are matching this particular pattern. Okay, so now let us execute it. So if you see here, what this is nothing but like pattern, right? Like is nothing but this is case sensitive. So whatever you are trying to send it here, it is case sensitive. So it will try to strictly check only those, it will only try to match those values which is matching this pattern. So if you just scroll up and see, I'm having capital R, which is not matching this pattern. So that is the reason, this is case sensitive, I've told you, right? So that is why these particular records will not be retrieved. Only this one which is exactly matching with this pattern will be retrieved. Alright, percentile is nothing but, you can substitute this, percentile is nothing but a wildcard character. So this percentile could be 0 or n number of characters. Okay, so before rows you can have 0 characters or n number of characters, and after rows also you can have any number of characters. You can have 0 characters or any number of characters, doesn't matter. It will try to filter all those records. Okay, now let us see the last one for today's command. What is that one? That is regarding the regular expression pattern, r like. Okay, r like. So here you will be sending the regular expression wala pattern. So if you see here, if you just use this kind of pattern, what it will do, it is not case sensitive. Okay, it is case insensitive, irrespective if you are having uppercase, lowercase, whatever. If it is matching this pattern, then those all records will be retrieved. So what you will be doing inside the filter, you will be specifying the column name, and then the pattern which you will be giving is r like. Okay, so this is one of the keyword which we will be using, and inside that you will be specifying the pattern. Okay, execute it. So if you see here, unlike the before SQL one, this is case insensitive, which is trying to retrieve all the data. Okay, all the data it will try to retrieve. All right, so I just hope you have understood the main difference between where and filter, wherein there is no difference actually. Okay, so SQL people will be using this one, and normal RDDs or data frame related transformations, if you have, you can use this one. Actually both are meant for the same purpose, there is no difference. Okay, so this is what our today's session is all about. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you, have a good day guys.